ESPN Kansas City is KCTE Independence and K233DM Raytown, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM.
Sports is the one thing this guy is truly passionate about. So passionate that sometimes we just have to put this sports nut on a leash.
I had to ask this question. Where's Rob Manfred in this whole situation? Where's he at? The commissioner of baseball. You know what? If I was commissioner, I would have reacted to this whole thing right away. I would not tolerate that kind of selfish, childish behavior. It is unacceptable. Do your job right. Call ball when it's a ball. Call a strike when it's a strike. And then you know what? When a manager, when a player comes out to argue, you take that criticism. That is ridiculous. I feel sorry for the Astros. That is unbelievable. That should never happen to anybody. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
It's time for Radioactive Sports with Justin Pemberton on ESPN Kansas City. Tune in every Saturday morning as Justin gives his fascinating opinions and thoughts on the most interesting topics in sports, right here in Kansas City. Now the host himself, Justin Pemberton.
Now glad to have David Lesky on the show now from Baseball Prospectus. David, how's it going? Are you feeling a lot better?
I am feeling much better. Thank you for having me on and for being patient with me.
Yeah, no problem. I understand. And that's probably one of the questions later on. I'll probably have a little fun with you and ask you the last time you lost your voice and how did you do it. But did you enjoy that intro there?
That was great. Yeah. I mean, it's deadly accurate. So, yeah, perfect.
we can kind of start with that as we're going to talk some Royals baseball. Is this team tanking? Is it on purpose? Is this by accident? To me, it's by accident because I think Dayton Moore and his staff kind of miscalculated on the bullpen. And as far as all the veterans they brought in, this is a total accident.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think they ever thought this was going to be a 95-win team or anything, but I think they were looking at this team and thought, all right, we can get 70 to 75 wins. And the fact is, winning, I think, is important for development. And so a lot of people will say, oh, you gotta lose games to get the top draft pick. And I'm not saying that's a terrible strategy because obviously it can work, but at some point you've got to win games. And I think that Dave Moore looked at this team and thought, okay, we got the high draft pick for 2019. Let's get some winning under the belts of Mondesi, Keller, Soler, Dozier, O'Hearn, these guys, and get them in the mindset of winning baseball games rather than just going through the motions. And so they went out and made these moves. Boxberger, Jake Diekman, re-signed Willie Peralta for another year. And, it hasn't worked so far. I mean, they've had a couple solid games as a bullpen, but over the course of 2.5 weeks of a season, that's not enough. They probably should have 5 or 6 more wins than they do right now, and it's disappointing. The thing is, I agree. I don't think they set out to say, okay, this is a 110-loss team, let's get that number 1 pick. But I also think that in their mind, it's not the worst thing in the world if they have some good things happen on the field and still lose some games. And that's honestly what's happened, if you want to take the optimistic view of this, is, yes, this has been horrible. They've lost 2 games in painful fashion and literally and figuratively with Billy Hamilton going down on, Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
But it's they've had some good things too. So it's not the worst thing in the world to get a high draft pick and have guys like Mondesi and Soler and Dozier and O'Hearn and Keller and Junius and all them develop and play well. So there are positives to this. It's kind of hard to see them when you're looking at a very long losing streak to start the season, really.
We're talking with David Lesky here on Radioactive Sports from Baseball Prospectus, and I'm Justin Pemberton, of course, the host of this show. Let's move into the most positive outlook on this team. That's Whit Merrifield. Boy, this guy is becoming a star. He is just incredible. He's a great leader. He leads by a good example. And it is safe to say that Witt's become the leader of this team, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Especially with Salvador Perez on the injured list all year. Sorry, it's not the disabled list.
I know everybody's having a hard time having to adjust to the new
difficult.
term.
I'm getting there. I'm 50-50 right now. So hopefully by the end of the season I'll be all.
So injured. it's not DL, it's IL.
IL, yes.
IL.
So, with Perez out, Witt's kind of taking that over, and Alex Gordon is still here for now, so he is. He's important there, but I think Witt is a really good person to take Alex Gordon's mantle of leading by example, doing things the right way, and he's a little more vocal than Alex, so he can kind of take on the vocal mantle as well. So he's shown up this season, and some of his post-game comments of, look, I've hit 29 games in a row from the other day, but I don't care because we're losing and we're going to get this right and all that. It's what the fans want to hear, and it's a good face to put forward for sure.
Yeah, and I really, really enjoyed this soundbite I'm going to play here of Witt after their 8th loss here a couple of days ago. Here's Whit Merrifield on his reaction to the rough start to the 2019 season.
We're 2-8. We're frustrated. We know you guys are frustrated. We know the fans are frustrated. We're better than our record shows. We know we are. We're going to turn it around. Today was tough. The last 8 games have been tough. But like I said, we're confident with what we have in this locker room, and we know we're going to turn it around. So we ask you guys stay with us, and the fans stay with us because better days are coming, and they're coming soon.
You think you're playing good baseball right now, and just Ned's mentioned a couple times, just not getting a few breaks like tonight with the D Gordon and stuff.
Exactly. Our record, shows we're 2-8, but we're better than that. We are. We believe it. We don't really care what other people think about us because we know what kind of team we have, and like I said, better days are coming, and it's coming soon. So stay with us, guys.
Honestly, if it was someone else doing this, I probably wouldn't have as much hope. But I think with Whit Merrifield saying all of this, I feel somewhat confident, and I do have some hope that this team could turn it around.
Well, yeah, and if you look at why they're bad, I mean, they're losing because of the bullpen.
Right.
I mean,
yes.
they've had a couple bad starts here and there. Like the game on, Wednesday night that Brad Boxberger got the loss, but he still might have put them in a position to lose. I mean, you throw 3 innings and give up 5 runs, you're not going to – and even the best bullpens, you can't expect 6 shutout innings from them. You might get it, but you can't expect it. And the Royals, they had 5 shutout innings, and then they gave up a run. Well, the starter put them in that position. So it's not all the bullpen, but it's a lot of the bullpen because they're scoring runs. I mean, they're not tearing the cover off the ball. Hunter Dozier and Jorge Soler are right now, but they're scoring runs. They're not. The offense is giving them a chance to win. The starting rotation is often giving them a chance to win. It's the bullpen, and the encouraging thing about that, from a win-loss perspective, is a bullpen is probably the easiest thing to fix in season of any part of a team, because you've always got options. And they've already done quite a bit. I mean, they've already shuffled a lot, which I think is a really good mark for Dayton Moore, because he's not one to make moves quickly. He typically likes to wait 5-6 weeks to see the season unfold. But he's already sent down 3 relievers. They've already called up Jake Newberry, Richard Lovelady, Glenn Sparkman. There's a couple others. Scott Barlow's had a little bit of an extended role now. I think over time we will see them figure it out a little bit. They may not have a good bullpen at the end of the year, but it's trial and error at this point. And like I said, the bullpen is, I believe, the easiest thing to fix in the middle of a season. And so, yeah, they might be struggling right now, and it's all because of the bullpen. But if they can keep up what they've done from the starters for the most part and from the offense, I mean, no, this is still not a 90-win team or anything, but they can still get to that 70-win mark. I mean, if you look at 70-win teams in history, they typically have 2-8, 2-10, 2-12 stretches throughout the season because they're still not a good team. And it just happens to be that this stretch is at the start of the year, so it's the most noticeable. But, I mean, I do think there's hope for this team to be decent or at least below average instead of horrible. It's just they got to fix the bullpen, and I think Witt is confident that they will. And I don't blame him. I think they'll find a way. And, even some of the moves they've made, some of the guys who have come in have already looked better. So that'll continue, and we'll see how it goes for them.
No, I totally agree. I do actually applaud Dayton Moore and the Royals for actually, making moves and not standing pat. It's so much better than just letting it all just blow up in their face. And I don't like when I'm seeing things that, did Ned do this to lose the game on this certain day? I saw some earlier today. Did Ned cost the Royals the game on Thursday? Look, at this point, I mean, you can't really blame the guy for what he does with the bullpen, because whatever he does, it doesn't work because his bullpen, sucks.
Right. I mean, there's no solution for him, honestly, at this point. And look, on Thursday they had a 6-4 lead, and
on top of that, they were up 4-0 earlier.
Well, I understand that, and the Mariners are hitting the cover off the ball. That doesn't bother me so much that they got it to 6-4. But the fact is, Brad Boxberger, for all of his troubles, he got a fly ball that landed in the center fielder's glove with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Center fielder didn't catch it. I mean, I don't want to take blame away from Boxberger because his pitching put them in a situation where there were the runners on base. But at the same time, he got the 3rd out, and it wasn't called an error, so his numbers are going to suffer for it. And it doesn't really matter who gets the blame because they still lost the game. But he got the out. He made the pitch, put the ball in the glove of his outfielder. And, I mean, Billy Hamilton didn't make the play. So, there's you can't put it on Ned. I mean, I think there are situations that make you scratch your head, like, why did he put Soler in right field, move the DH, instead of just put O'Hearn in right field, but do that first? I don't know. But, I mean, did that really lose them the game? It never really hurt them at any point, so I don't think it did. So, I think Ned's pretty steadfast in his ways, but at the same time, you put any other manager in this situation, and they're not going to be doing any better because the players have to perform, and they aren't.
We're speaking with David Lesky from Baseball Prospectus here on Radioactive Sports, and I'm Justin Parrington. Next thing, the roster questions. David, I've been scratching my head from day one since the start of the season. Why does this baseball team, and look, I know we're not contending. I know the Royals are not contenders this year, but why on earth does this team have guys like Lucas Duda and Chris Owings on this team?
Well, I mean, Chris Owings, I hated the Chris Owings signing.
Oh.
I didn't actually hate bringing him in. I hated the fact they gave him $3 million on a guaranteed major league deal.
And he's playing second base. Whit Merrifield is the primary second baseman.
Well, I actually might have an explanation for that. But Owings doesn't bother me on the team as much as the fact that he's playing every day and the fact they gave him $3 million.
Right.
Duda makes 0 sense. Terrence Gore honestly makes 0 sense.
He went 3 for 4. Home run cycle.
And he went over 4. I mean, that game on Wednesday was crazy. I cannot believe he went 3 for 4 and hit a ball to the warning track even. But the roster doesn't make any sense. If you look at this roster right now, who would you rather have, Brian Goodwin or Terrence Gore? I mean, I'd take Brian Goodwin all day, especially because you need a center fielder now because Billy Hamilton's out for a little while. I mean, I know that they're going to probably mix and match with Gore out there sometimes and Whit Merrifield out there and all that, but if you had Brian Goodwin, you'd have a real center fielder out there. And, Dayton Moore, he struggled with roster construction from the very beginning. Even in the World Series years, there were questions that you're looking at him and going, why? Why is that guy here? And so-and-so, and I think that's who he is. Now, as to Whit in the outfield, I think part of that is because they are ready for Nicky Lopez to come up and wanted to get Whit Merrifield more comfortable out there because I think that's Whit's ultimate landing spot. I think when Alex Gordon leaves at the end of the season, which I assume he will still retire, I think Whit Merrifield goes to left field and plays there every day for the rest of his contract. So that doesn't bother me as much. I hate the fact that Chris Owings is playing every day because he's terrible, but I think that is part of the calculus for it. I don't know why it's that big of a deal to get him out there now, if that's the case, but I guess we'll see if Nicky Lopez comes up soon. He started off really poorly in AAA, so there's that's not a great sign for him, but it's also 5 games, 6 games down there, whatever it is. So it's not much of a sample. But yeah, this roster every year, we scratch our heads and don't really completely understand what they're doing. And right now, you look at the roster with a 3-man bench and 9-man bullpen. It's weird. There is,
and
not a lot of answers.
No, and I'm just so sick and tired, David, of second base continuing to be a ghost town. Like, I mean, okay, Mark Resnick, nothing against him. He was a nice fit. He won a Gold Glove here when he was here for the 2 years. Was it? Yeah, it was 2 years. 06 and 07.
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3. But the Royals haven't had a true second baseman since Frank White. Put Whit Merrifield there, please. Okay, Jay Bell in 97, maybe.
He was shortstop, though.
Was he a shortstop? I thought he was second base.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he played shortstop.
Okay. So my bad there with Jay Bell. But no, Frank White is the last true second baseman. Just put Whit Merrifield until Lopez is ready.
Hang on. Are you ignoring Chris Getz right now?
No. Where is he now? Is he like part of the organization in the front office or something?
He was. He's in the White Sox front office now. And he's apparently an up-and-coming general manager prospect.
That makes
sense. So we'll see if he runs the team soon.
That makes sense. Going back to the White Sox, where he was before he was a Royal. Oh, anyway, we're speaking with David Lesky from Baseball Prospectus here on Radioactive Sports. My last topic with you is Danny Duffy. Has the day come and gone for him? Or is this it? Or is there still somewhat of some hope and there's some light underneath the tunnel?
Look, he's under contract for 2 more years after this season. So, there's going to be plenty of time for him to get right. He's supposed to throw, I think, Monday maybe again. I think he threw on Tuesday, and they said things went well. They've said that before, so we'll see.
They have.
For me, until he gets on the mound in an actual game, and I'm not talking about a minor league rehab. I'm talking about like an actual rehab performance in AA or AAA, not on the backfield in surprise.
Right.
I'm going to be skeptical.
Yeah, same.
It's hard to think he's going to be out there. Now, like I said, he's got 2 more years after this season. He's going to get back on the mound for the big league team in all likelihood. What his role is, I don't know. Maybe he helps the bullpen. The starting rotation, it needs help too. You got Heath Philmeyer out there every 5th day, Homer Bailey out there every 5th day now. You're comfortable with Keller, Junis, and Lopez. They're ups and downs because they're young guys. You're okay watching them develop, even if they do struggle. Those other 2, and Philmeyer's young too, but he's whatever. But you need you need another starter. That's for sure. But maybe Duffy can get out there and solidify the bullpen. Think back to 2016 when he started the year in the bullpen. He was lights out.
He was phenomenal.
And, he's expensive for a reliever, but so is Ian Kennedy, who, by the way, is also pitching pretty well out of the bullpen.
And by the way, I think, sorry to cut you off there, Kennedy is the only reliever with an ERA below 6. Is that?
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Oh.
Well, Lovelady might be because he hasn't thrown much, but yeah.
But I mean, just as far as everybody that's...
Of the opening day relievers, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Diekman's below, I believe, below 6 now, too.
Oh. Well, for a while...
Yes. For the record, Jake Diekman has actually looked really good. I will go to bat for Diekman. You get a lefty who can throw that kind of slider and then 95-mile-per-hour fastball. I like that move, and I think he's going to be a positive for the bullpen. So, but you add Duffy to that, and I mean, think about this with Lovelady, who looks pretty good in his first couple outings.
Yeah.
Jake Diekman, who looks much better, and you add Danny Duffy. That's a pretty formidable trio of lefties.
It is.
In the bullpen.
It is.
So,
would you make?
I'm not.
Would you make Duffy the closer?
No, I wouldn't have a closer. Honestly, I think what Ned is doing, I believe, actually makes sense because they don't have one standout guy. He's playing the leverage game, and I love it. He's putting relievers in situations where they can help the team the best at that moment. Now, he doesn't have enough good relievers to pitch. The problem is Ian Kennedy's pitching well, and he threw him out there in what was the 6th inning, I think, on Wednesday night, and I thought for a second he was stretching him out to get back in the rotation, which maybe he was because he threw 2 innings.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have enough good relievers to waste the only guys who are good right now early in the game, because then guys blow it later in the game. So I think it's kind of biting him because of that. But if you've got the arms, if you've got the horses, if you've got Duffy, Diekman, Richard Lovelady, I don't know, maybe Newberry can look good, maybe Sparkman can be that guy, whoever it is, plus Kennedy, if you have 4 or 5 good relievers, then you can start to mix and match and actually make a difference there. And so I think that would be the best play. That said, for a guy making, $16.5 million, $15 million, whatever it is Duffy's making this year, you might want to put that money in the closer's role just because it looks better. But I think Duffy's going to come back. I think he's going to start. I don't know if he's going to end the year in the rotation, but I think he's going to make some starts, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully he can be healthy, because the Royals are a better team when Danny Duffy's on it. Even Danny Duffy last year, who struggled mightily, would be a huge improvement over what they have right now. So
exactly,
they need to get him back on the field, and if they do, it's only a plus for the Royals.
We're here talking with David Lesky from Baseball Prospectus here on Radioactive Sports. All right, David, just a couple more questions, just random questions, and just give me your best answer. My first question is, are you aware, due to a study from Boston University, that MLB umpires in 2018 missed it's right at 34,294 balls and strike calls?
Sounds about right, yeah. But what percentage of that is total pitches?
I didn't quite catch that. I don't know if it was mentioned in the article, but that
it's so interesting though with that, because you think about they missed so many calls, and you look and you're like, well, that's actually that means they get like 98% of them right.
In 50,
and it's
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say it's so easy with all the technology we have available to hem and haw over centimeters off the edge of the plate. Ultimately, I think umpires do a pretty good job. It's just that when they don't, it's really noticeable and really annoying.
It is, and 55 games last year ended on bad calls. 55.
Perfect. Although it's 55 out of 2,430.
That's true. Can't really complain that much, but that's still quite a bit, though.
It is. The thing about baseball, too, that's interesting is the sample is so big at the end of the season that even a small percentage of that sample looks big without the whole picture. So it's one of those things. But even that, 55 games is 2.5% of the season. So 2.5% of games were ended with a bad call, which is probably too high of a number even.
Okay, so before recently, when was the last time that you lost your voice, and how did you do it?
So it was actually, I'm trying to remember exactly when it was. It was 2012.
Oh.
It was winter, and it was a cold, and I overdid it. And the worst part about it, this is a terrible and great story, I had to go to a wedding that night when I had no voice. And the bride, who was a friend of mine, still is, I still talk to her periodically, but she decided that it would be fun to separate our friend group and have everybody at different tables so we could meet new people. So I was sitting there with laryngitis, no voice at all, people I didn't know, supposed to meet new people, and I could not say a word. And it was awful. As soon as dinner ended, I got up and sat with my friends because I didn't need to talk to them. I knew them. So I was literally just silent at this table, and it was one of the most frustrating nights of my life because I was helpless, basically.
All right, I'll give you mine. My last time that I lost my voice was not opening day, but school day at the K in 2004. I screamed the heck out of my voice for Carlos Beltran all day. I got it back. Yeah. I got it back next day, though.
That's good. That's good. Mine took a few more days this time, but I'm back. I'm good.
Yes, that's why I had to start out our conversation. If you were better,
feeling good.
All right. Have you tried out Orange Vanilla Coke yet?
No, I don't hate myself.
It's been playing all March Madness long, and
I know
you hear the theme, Orange Vanilla Coke.
It sounds. I will say, so I was actually at a restaurant that had one of the freestyle machines a couple years ago, And I saw that they had orange Coke in there, and I thought, okay, that actually sounds pretty good because, I don't know, tried it out, took one sip, poured the rest of it out. So there's no way I'm trying orange vanilla Coke because you add another component to that, and it just gets worse.
All right, my last question. The Royals' record for 2019 is?
Okay, so when the season started, I said 71 and 91.
Uh-huh.
This early on, it's hard to adjust that just because it's still really, really early. And look, they're a 6-2 stretch away from getting back on pace for that. But I'm going to adjust a little bit. I'm going to go to 69 and 93.
Okay, that's fair enough. At the beginning, I was saying between 75 and 80 wins. I was very optimistic about this ball club before we knew.
Clearly.
What? Before we knew about the bullpen woes, obviously. It is early. Wow, I'll probably adjust to it as well, and I'll probably go. I'll say 70 and 92.
Okay, so
just to be friendly and be fair to the Royals, but this bullpen, David's got me. Oh my! I mean, I don't know how many heart attacks I've had already watching this bullpen. It's just it's utter disaster.
You know what? Just watch the first 6 innings and turn it off.
Yes, that's a good idea. But anyway, David, hey, thanks for your time, man. I'm glad you're feeling good again, and thanks for your time. Good stuff as always, and we'll catch you on down the road.
Sounds good. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, David.
You've been listening to Radioactive Sports with Justin Pemberton.
I think this opens up a whole can of worms. If you could change one part of any NFL uniform.
Yeah, we just got through arguing about uniform colors during break.
It wasn't so much arguing, it was me educating you guys.
That's true. It was a darn right good educating lesson.
See, all you need...
Thank you, teacher.
You need a bright color and a dark color. The Chiefs have 2 bright colors. 3 bright colors if you include white.
Teacher, here's my assignment. Give me an F.
Oh, I've already failed you, Justin. We've established this, my friend. We've had many long talks. Even the Sports Radio 810 logo. See, red, black, white.
Perfect. Yes.
Burgundy.
The Cardinals. Red, navy blue.
That's very good.
White. Now the Royals get a little antsy here because they've got royal blue, baby blue, and
now
white.
You just bring back the old logo and bring everything back
the
to
yellow.
The 80s.
The yellow.
Yeah, the actual Royals yellow.
I want light blue away uniforms. Pants, too.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Bring it back.
Powder blue.
Bring it back. Phillies, too. Cardinals, Philly, everybody on the light blue band.
Get it back.
Bring it back. Mom back. Lean back. Whatever. Quarterback.
Yep.
Baby back.
On ESPN Kansas City.
Bye-bye. ESPN Kansas City is KCTE Independence and K233 DM Raytown, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM.